Necromancy in the Medici Library is the new book by Brian Johnson, published by Hadean Press, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on this really lovely hardcover edition. It's got a faux leather cover, although it's so well done, it's so tight that it almost feels, I don't know, it took me a while to work out actually what the material was, because it felt much warmer than laminated cardboard, and yet it looked as tight as laminated cardboard. And yeah, taking a closer look, you can tell that yeah, it's actually bonded leather. The feel is really superb, really quite exquisite, and yeah, I rather like the kind of simple design to it. I think it looks quite nice. Talking about the book itself, it's quite a short work, so if we move inside, you'll see an introduction by Dr. Alexander Cummings, so the author, or rather the necromantic scholar who brought us an excellent book of the art of magic through Scarlet Imprint a couple of years ago. So he talks a little bit about the contents, talking about the different types of spells that are to be found inside. And then Brian Johnson himself writes a little introduction, talking a little bit about the historical background to these texts. And it's kind of fascinating, actually, that these texts might be found in the libraries of the Medici family, bearing in mind that the Medici family were an incredibly influential banking family during the Renaissance, and they became so wealthy, in fact, that they got quite a lot of political influence, including within the Catholic Church. 4 of the popes came from the Medici family, so to then find that there were these kinds of texts in their library is, yeah, I mean, it's certainly gossip worthy, let's put it that way. So there's this very interesting first spell for an invisibility cloak, which has lethal repercussions if it's not followed to the letter. So rather tantalizing little warning there. And then there are lots of spells for forcing love out of any desired woman. It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. The methods suggested are, yeah, they're pretty much exactly what you might expect from a necromantic manuscript from the time. And then the second part is pretty much all an experiment for calling upon demons. So it's, let me see. Oh no, this is not that quite yet. This is the other type of spell. It's one of the other spells that is in this quite short manuscript. For hatred and ill will, so for sowing a hatred and ill will amongst people who wouldn't necessarily hate each other. And then there's this experiment of Michael Scott, Necromancer. So this is where all of the demons are, you may recognize some of the names there of the traditional demons. Yeah, there we are. So yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of the value of the text. I mean, it's obviously of a very high historical value. I don't really have an interest in trying any of these spells out. Not even out of curiosity, to be honest with you, but I'm sure that some people may, excuse me. In terms of the construction of the end here, we have so an index of terms, which is quite helpful to have. And then there's a bibliography with primary sources, which you can see there, and secondary sources. There are plenty of those. Yeah, some much more recent. Okay. So there we are, and yeah, and all of the rest is basically just the translation itself. Very, very nice end papers. I mean, yes, some might say plain, but actually I think that the red on the black there just works perfectly. It works really, really well. This is the first of the Hadean Press books that I've got, the Hadean Press hardcovers. And I'm very pleasantly surprised by the construction of the book. You can see there that it's yeah, they're basically sewn. What do we call them? I always forget the name of those. The pages are sewn and then glued into the onto the back spine there. This is what the spine looks like with the silver stamping. There we are. That's about it. I hope you liked the video, guys. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Take care. Bye-bye.